Hello world, you are now tuned in to an organic podcast brought to you by Agenova Organic. We explore the world of health and wellness to bring you the latest insight on trends, topics and a look into the science behind all your favourite products. Hosted by AI, fuelled by real studies, we cut through the noise and bring you the facts that matter. So sit back, relax and tune in. More power.
All right, so welcome to another deep dive with us. Today we are going to be tackling something that I think is really fascinating, the world of plant-based diets.
Yeah.
And we've got a seriously big study to help guide us.
Huge.
Buckle up, folks, because this one is called, get ready, Epic Oxford. Lifestyle characteristics and nutrient intakes in a cohort of 33,883 meat eaters and 31,546 non-meat eaters in the UK.
Wow.
That's right. That is over 65,000 people.
That's a massive study and a really impressive sample size.
It is.
Gives us a lot of really robust data to look at when we think about dietary choices and how they impact health.
Okay, so let's break it down.
Yeah.
Who are we looking at here? So they've got everyone in 4 groups: meat eaters, fish eaters, vegetarians, and vegans.
Okay.
And they were really specific about how they defined each group. So
Good.
yeah, no fuzzy lines here.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets really interesting.
Uh,
They didn't just look at what people were eating, they looked at their lifestyles too.
yeah. That's really interesting because when we look at the lifestyles of those following plant-based diets, we see some interesting trends emerging.
Oh, do tell.
For example, vegans in the study tended to be a little bit younger
Okay.
and more likely to be working in manual labor jobs.
Whoa, manual labor.
Yeah, they're out there.
Those are some plant-powered people.
Exactly, getting it done.
Wow.
And another interesting thing is that they were statistically less likely to have children, but if they did have children, they tended to have larger families, 3 or more.
Okay.
So whether that is a direct result of their dietary choices or just a correlation, who knows? We don't know.
Right. Correlation does not equal causation.
Exactly.
But it's still interesting.
Yeah, definitely an interesting observation.
It is.
And something else that the study noted is that non-meat eaters, including vegans, tended to have higher levels of education
Really?
compared to the meat eaters in the study.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, hold on. Before we go jumping to conclusions about any sort of vegan,
Yeah. Right.
brainiac situation,
We don't want to...
we have to remember that this is just one study.
Of course, yeah. More research is definitely needed to confirm these findings.
Totally. But it makes you wonder, though, right?
It does.
Like, about the potential connection between education,
Yeah.
like awareness of food systems, and what we choose to eat.
Absolutely. I think there's definitely a connection there.
Yeah.
But I think perhaps one of the most fascinating findings of the whole study was the fact that vegans consistently had a significantly lower BMI than all other groups, even lower than vegetarians and fish eaters.
Whoa, okay. Lower BMI now. I'm really interested.
Yeah.
What is going on there? What do you think?
Yeah.
Is it the plant-based food itself, or is it those active lifestyles that we talked about?
I think that's the million-dollar question.
Right.
And while the study doesn't give us a definitive answer, it does offer some interesting clues,
Ooh, okay.
which we're going to explore a little bit later as we dive into the nutrient side of things.
All right. So
Right.
we should note that they did have lower intakes of certain nutrients.
Yes, that's true.
Like retinol, vitamin B12, vitamin D, calcium, and zinc.
Yes.
Okay, so wait, are we saying that like going vegan is going to make you deficient in those things?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
So even though they had lower intakes, they still, for the most part, met or exceeded their recommended daily allowance.
Okay, good.
For most of those nutrients.
Yeah, yeah.
But this does kind of highlight the importance of, planning carefully.
Okay.
And just being aware if you are going to transition to a vegan diet.
So it's not just about cutting out the meat and cheese. It's about really making informed choices.
Right, exactly.
Got it.
So for instance, vitamin B12 is mainly found in animal products, so vegans may need to supplement.
Right.
Or make sure they're eating fortified foods to make up for that.
Okay.
Similarly with calcium. So, just focusing on those calcium-rich plant sources like leafy greens or fortified plant milks is really important.
Okay, so it sounds like a little planning goes a long way.
Definitely.
All right, so let's circle back, though, to that BMI finding.
Yeah.
You mentioned some clues earlier. Like, what do we think is going on there? What's contributing to those lower BMIs in the vegans?
Okay, well, let's connect the dots here.
Okay.
So remember how we talked about fiber?
Yeah.
So not only is it really great for your digestion, but it also makes you feel full.
Okay.
Contributes to that feeling of satiety,
Okay.
which could lead to eating less overall.
Okay, so you're saying that vegans might be feeling full and satisfied on fewer calories.
Exactly.
I like the sound of that.
And on top of that,
Yeah.
plant-based foods in general just tend to be less calorie dense than a lot of animal products.
Interesting.
So you can actually eat a larger volume of food for the same amount of calories, which can be really beneficial for weight management.
I see. So it's like getting more bang for your buck,
Yeah.
right? Like nutritionally speaking.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got the fiber factor, we've got this lower calorie density,
Yeah.
all potentially, working in favor of those lower BMIs.
Yes.
But we also have those active lifestyles, right?
Yeah.
We can't forget about those.
Absolutely not.
Like all that manual labor has got to be playing a role.
Oh, yeah. Physical activity is a really crucial piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
And when you combine a plant-based diet with regular exercise, that's when you really start to see some really incredible health outcomes.
Yeah, it's like a plant-powered BMI busting
Yes.
combo.
Exactly.
I'm starting to see the appeal here.
Yeah.
But hold on, before I run out and stock my fridge with tofu and kale,
Sure.
I have to ask about the mental and emotional side of things. Did this study look at any potential connections between plant-based diets and mental well-being?
That's a great question, and it's something that that's getting more and more attention in the research world these days.
Okay.
This particular study didn't delve too deeply into the mental health outcomes,
Okay.
but there is a growing body of research that suggests that certain nutrients found in plant-based foods, like omega-3 fatty acids,
Okay.
and antioxidants could actually play a role in supporting mental well-being.
Okay, so it's not just about physical health. It's also about feeling good.
Exactly.
Mentally and emotionally.
Absolutely. It's all connected.
Okay, that's a pretty compelling combination, I have to say.
Yeah.
This deep dive is really making me rethink my own dietary choices.
Well, that's great. It's all about figuring out what works best for you
Right.
as an individual.
Of course.
And I think this study gives us some really valuable data to think about as we kind of navigate all of this, the complex world of nutrition and all of our lifestyle choices.
Totally. Well said.
Yeah.
So we've covered a lot of ground here,
We have.
but we're not done yet.
Not quite.
There's one last piece of the puzzle that we need to explore, so stick around, folks.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it.